Andre, how you doing, buddy? Can you hear me okay? His
Yeah,
is
we can hear you.
really bad. Okay, cool. You guys can hear me all right? Awesome. Well, thank you for being here to the 1% call. Brent is flying into Portland. We're driving to Portland to pick him up right now. And we are going to do good things for Kathy's birthday today. So everybody real quick, happy birthday for Kathy. 39 years old today. So Brent asked me to start the call. He's going to land in a minute. He's going to jump on. But I wanted to put something out there for you right now. We've been struggling. We've been struggling for 2 or 3 years in this market. Buyers are struggling. Sellers are struggling. Agents are struggling. Lenders are struggling. Title and escrow is struggling, right? This is arguably one of the most challenging, if not the most difficult markets we've seen in 40 years, right? So if you look statistically, this market is equivalent of 40 years ago is the last time we saw a market like this, right? So we have two options. We can lean into it and we can outwork the market, or we can develop a story that frankly does not serve us about it's not me, it's something else, right? You have to focus on what you can control. So
figure out how to make it work.
when Brent asked me to do this, and Carolyn, you might not be muted. When Brent asked me to do this, he said, write down 2 or 3 things that might be impactful. This is the 1% club. This is the leaders, right? Well, what may be the most impactful for you may be a little gut punch, because I'm going to ask you to evaluate how are your actions right now in your business, in your daily activity, and what you're doing. Are you leaning into the challenging market? Because guess what's on the other side of a challenging market? We've got a massive wave of opportunity coming that I believe is just around the bend. I personally believe that, like him or not, Donald Trump is going to wrap his arms around Powell's neck and he's going to get these rates down, right? The rates are the challenge to the whole housing market right now. The administration knows it. It doesn't. The way you look at this politically doesn't matter to me. What I look at is the housing market has got a challenge right now with the rates. The buyers are on hold. The sellers are on hold. The agents are on hold. There's still agents having record years. So let that be a little bit of advice to you. There are agents having record years because I believe they're leaning into the opportunity. But here's where I'm coming from right now. It's time to increase the enthusiasm about what's coming. And if you wait till the market turns, I think you've already missed it, in my opinion. I think you've got to be in front of this next wave and ready for it, meaning that you've got systems, tools, processes, disciplines, activity, actions. All these things have to be ready for you, because when the market hits, what's going to happen? Right? Show of hands. Who thinks it's going to ramp up very, very fast and all of a sudden it's going to be like a light switch in this real estate market? 100% me, right? It's not going to have a slow ramp up. Here we are in the middle of the spring or in the middle of the summer season for real estate, and it's still kind of chugging along, right? There's nothing major happening. There's major players making moves. There's major acquisitions. There's major things happening in the real estate space. But we are not seeing the market up at yet. And I think we're talking about as little as a 0.5 point of interest rate reductions are going to inspire the market. And if we see more than that, if we see 0.5, 0.75, or 1% over the course of the balance of 2025, it's going to be the wild, wild west again. And we lived through it, right? We saw what happened during COVID. Some agents had their career years in 2020 and 2021. And that's because the climate changed, right? All of a sudden, people were in lockdown. They had to make choices. They wanted more space. They wanted a bigger place. They wanted outdoor living, whatever it was. There was something that was in the environment that was changing that. Now what we've got is this perfect storm of just demand is built up. The buyer demand is built up. The refinance demand is built up. People are locked up with these lower rates and they can't financially make a move to the next place. So I'm telling you today, I'm warning you to get in front of this now and really treat this like it's already happening, but lead with revenue. Don't lead with expenses. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying go out and spend a bunch of money on sites and all these things. I think we're still in a place of being very smart financially in your real estate business. But start preparing, even if it's interviewing people that you're going to put into place, even if it's looking at systems and tools that you're going to turn on once you get ready and once you're in that place. Because once it happens, you've got to skate to where the puck's going to be. I love that Wayne Gretzky statement. Skate to where the puck's going to be, think in advance where things are going to be in the future. But I'm telling you, after 22 years in this business and coaching tens of thousands of hours, this is the message that we're talking to our high-performing clients and teams about: getting ready for the next wave. Because once it happens, it's too late. You're going to be behind the 8 ball the whole way. So number one is really looking in advance of when the market's going to start making a move, both geographically in your area, and then also leaning into what it's doing at a national level and watching it. Agents, this is an opportune time to talk to agents about opportunity, about the future, because they're probably not getting this from their brokerages. Their brokerages are in a place of battling down the hatches. They're in a place of scaling back. They're in a place of cuts and limited beliefs. It's just the traditional model that happens in, right? And we're in a blessed place that we're financially solvent, that we are profitable. All these things really play into the EXP opportunity to the greatest level, right? So I'm always looking for an agent attraction conversation. And you could do it by loving on people right now. You could do it by loving on people and saying, what's going on in your business right now? There are a lot of indications that things are going to happen in the future. You could use you heard it on a call today. You could say that, hey, I've been involved in a mastermind group. I'd like to invite you to it. Invite people to calls like this. Invite people into mindset shifting opportunities. And when you do that, by the way, you're going to increase your mindset and opportunities along the way, right? Thank you for the thumbs up. You know, many times when we look at this, it's really just a reminder. We know what to do, but let's evaluate your actions right now. Let's look at where you are and do an audit of your business life right now. Are you working more than you're used to because it's a necessity right now? Are you tracking with the news because it's newsworthy? I haven't watched the news in 2 weeks. I have no idea what's going on in Ukraine, Israel. If it's super important, it'd be in the headlines of everything. It'd be in every post of the social media. The only thing I've happened to catch is 2 people hugging at a Coldplay concert recently because it's everywhere, right? It's everywhere. Those poor people. But that's literally the only news that I've seen in the last couple weeks because it's just at the top of every thread that I happen to be in or checking the social media, see how it's doing. And that's a choice that I'm making. It's easy to plug into that stuff. I'm saying avoid it at all costs. Really fortify your mind right now with things that are going to focus on positivity. They're going to focus on the opportunity at hand. And then look at this opportunity from a different perspective. I'm going to challenge you with something today. Brent mentions it yesterday on a call, and I happen to be reading chapter 1 of this book. 10x is easier than 2x, right? Don't confuse Cardone. 10x is easier than 2x. Highly recommend the book. Actually, I'm listening to the Audible as I'm reading, and I found the sweet spot for me. Everybody's different. Mine's 1.3 speed. You know, you can make it 1 point speed, 1.2. I tried like 1.5 and it sounded like Chinese. It was just going so fast I couldn't listen. But 1.3 is perfect for me listening to the Audible and reading it. You're getting the reception in your brain 2 different ways this way, right? I love it, Shay, 100%. But I'm going to challenge you to get the Audible, get the book, and focus on that mindset of 10x. Because if I said, Andre, You have an incredible business. You have an incredible organization. You have all this stuff. And if I ask Andre, I know he's a goal-oriented guy, but if I said, hey, what's your goals? And he wants to increase by, say, he even wanted to double next year. That seems like a tall order. But when you mentally start preparing for double, you're adding little incremental changes in your business. If we say each person on this call right now, if you think about what you want to do in the next 24 months or in the next 12 months, and you sit that with that for a minute, and if we reframe that to how you're going to 10x that number, meaning that you're going to 10 times your business, all of a sudden, all those little systems, all those tools, all those triggers that are going to get your business to increase by 20%, 50%, even 100% will not be in the conversation of what it takes to 10x your business. Now, what happens if you decide to look at it from that perspective and you focus on 10xing your business and you fall short and you end up 2xing, 2.5, 3xing your business over the next 12 to 24 months? That's pretty significant, right? So think about that for a minute. What personnel would you have to put in place to 10x your business? What systems would you have to put into place? What activities are you doing that may not serve that? It might be a wake-up call. You might realize that alcohol is not going to serve you to 10x your business. You might find out that your health routine is not going to serve you to 10x your business. You need the stamina, you need the willpower, you need the mental clarity, the acuity, all the things, right? I love these conversations. They're inspiring to me when you think about something much bigger. Brent always talks this way. He always talks in, what's your 10-year goal? Most people can't figure out their 1-year goals, right? And it's okay. If you're in a place where you need to win the day, I just got off the phone. Somebody's going through a very bad breakup and a very bad situation. And they're kind of incapacitated. They're in a place of, they're excited that they have freedom potentially of whether it's pain or, whatever it is in the relationship. But think about that for a minute. If you're going to 10x your business, you're going to 10x your life, right? Would you be able to maintain the same friends that you have if you're going to 10x your relationships? All right. Anybody have any takeaways with that? Because I just dropped a bomb on you guys mentally. Anybody have any takeaways? Take yourself off mute and talk to me about what it would take, what would you maybe have to give up, what would you maybe have to embrace or adopt to 10x your business rather than thinking about how you're going to survive the next 12 months.
Like there are so many areas of advice that I could take and apply, such as just, delegate. You gotta hire people to do the things that are lower cost, like editing videos. And big hiccup for me is I don't want to edit my own videos. It takes a long time. So I need to hire somebody to do it.
I love it. So thank you for that. By the way, if you 10x your business in the next 12 months, you would not be available to edit videos, right? You're going to be operating in a CEO role. What's it cost you to operate mentally in a CEO role now? What does it cost you? The price is on the bad side of things, right? The price is in your freedom. The price is in what you're willing to accept. The price is on the bad side. You have nothing to risk by going 10x mentally, physically, in your heart, in your soul, in your, right? I want to welcome in Brent Gove, man, the myth, legend, right there. Brent Gove, I see you. I want to invite you in.
Hey, I saw someone had their hand up, and I don't have my glasses on, so I can't read the tiny little writing.
Shay has her hand up. Shay has her hand up.
Go for it, Shay.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say, I actually just recently hired a VA, which actually comes out to be, I pay her $4.50 an hour. I'm using a company who helped me hire and onboard and train this particular VA, and she's handling all of my marketing. I'm gonna start implementing like her doing video editing, which honestly, like that was a huge game changer. And at first I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna keep a VA busy for 20 hours. But in all reality, I'm paying her $4.50 plus I'm paying the company that helps me with all of this a little bit. It comes out to be like $8 an hour essentially. And so even even if she's not busy for the full 20 hours, that's all right. You know, it was a lot cheaper than what I was paying my local marketing lady. But as far as like, so that is something that I'm working through right now. But then I think I just need to get back to like journaling and writing down the questions that you talked about, Randy. Is I actually texted it to myself. I also bought that book already, but it says like what you said, what systems do I need? What personnel do I need? What do I need to remove to 10x my business? How do I get clarity? What's my 1 year, 5 year, and 10 year goal? And really sitting down on a daily basis and getting back to doing that and just getting curious with yourself. I have a podcast and I interviewed somebody the other day and she said, just start getting curious with yourself. So I need to get to that.
I love that. Thank you for that. This is the book I'm talking about right here.
Yep. I just bought it.
Yep. It's for everybody on the call. It's a great book. Brent mentioned it yesterday. I've been reading it for about a week now. And I just, because of Brent's call yesterday, I got the Audible this morning and I started over so I could listen to Audible while I'm reading the book. Game changer, right? I've done that multiple times in books before. Thank you, Carmen. But I'm telling you, when you change the philosophy of your mind this way, all of a sudden, every decision that you're making, including myself, I went to my board and we just did a massive, I had my whole staff together. We laid out the rest of the year and halfway into 2026, and it felt amazing. I had this game plan and I looked at it and I'm like, where on here is it not 10x, right? And all of a sudden I'm crossing things out because I was thinking linear. I was thinking, if we grow this, I can add this, I can add this, I could do this. When you think so much bigger, it changes that perspective completely. And more importantly, it's going to show you the weak points in your plan where you're maybe thinking small, right? A lot of cliche, shoot for the stars, land on the moon, everybody, all that stuff's great. But I'm talking about really auditing what you're doing and getting out of that survival mentality. It's okay to still act in survival mode and be purposeful and be smart about that. I want you to lead with revenue, not with expenses. The market is jurisdicting that we stay lean and mean, but get ready for what's coming. That's what I'm saying. Brent, I lost you on my screen. Are you still there? Okay, cool. Tony, let's go to Tony. Tahoe Tony.
Hey, Randy, great 1% club. I love it. Brent always has the best fill-ins. It's awesome.
Thank you, brother.
It's interesting that this is your topic today, and I've read that book. It's awesome. But I was listening to an Ed Mylett podcast today with Dr. Benjamin Hardy, and it's the exact same talk. If he's talking about, we think linear. We're like, okay, last year I did 14 million in sales. Next year I want to do 25. He's like, stop that. Don't let the past define who you're going to be in the future. Let your future goals define who you want to be. So if you get rid of the past and don't think, oh, I sold 14 million last year. Think, no, what do I want to do next year? And like you said, it'll get rid of all the distractions. So it's so interesting that this is your topic when I was just listening to that podcast. So great job.
Hey, we're always tracking, Tony. We're always tracking. It's really interesting because it's true. Let's say you did $10 million in sales, and that's about 250 to 300 grand. That's a respectable business. And most people sit down and say, next year I did 30 houses and 10 million. Next year we're going to hit 40 houses and we're going to do 13 million, which is a 30% increase or whatever the number is. What if we really challenge ourselves? Because if you're not stretching yourself of what you're capable of, you're going to live within the boundaries of your mental state. You're going to live within the boundaries. Your hands are going to sweat. Your heart's going to race. Your heart's going to palpitate. The issue is because you're dealing with fight or flight. You're dealing with things that don't seem possible. So your body is coming to a place to where it's saying, oh, no, I have to stay in safety. I want you to understand that is a normal human reaction. It's a 200,000-year-old monkey brain we have that is designed to protect us, right? It's designed to protect us. It protects us in our relationships. It protects us in our health. It protects us from wild lions, but it also protects us in a place of safety. And so if we're focusing on how can we stay safe, it's impossible to get into a place of risk, right? when I was first starting a business, I was fearful of failing. And then I lost a business and failed in the business. And then I tried something else and it was going great. And then I failed in that business and lost that business multiple times. And then people on the outside look and go, oh, everything he does works. It's because they don't have bloody knuckles and elbows and knees from failing along the way. I'm saying be responsible, but be willing to skin your knees and skin your knuckles and take a chance with this. Think big for a minute. Just dream big for it. This is the 1% club. This is not the 90% club. This is the 1% club for a reason. It's because we want to challenge you to be in the 1 percentile. We believe in you. We want to lean into your opportunities and keep sharing the things that are working for people around us, right? What other takeaways? I saw a couple other hands. What other hands come up? Speak. If you had any ahas, I think this is really valuable for the other people to hear maybe what your aha was and they could relate. Thank you, Jackie.
I'll
There you go.
just add something really quick. I mean, I definitely had some big audacious goals after Cabo and wanted to 10x my organization. And I have so far at least 2.5x, so that's good. And yet realizing that my systems did not 10x. You know, I think my mindset 10x quite a bit, and yet the systems in place did not 10x. And so,
I love.
and it's good, you're right, 2.5x. That's good. And thank you, Randy. That's just such an eye opener.
Thank you, Jackie. You are crushing it. You're clearly one of the leaders in our organization. And I knew that the second I met you in Tahoe, literally in 5 minutes, I'm like, this lady is legit. She's going to do big things. So it's awesome to watch it happen. Here's one little piece of the book that I love. I'm not going to share a lot, but I want you to gather this. There was a trucking company and they were doing significant amount of business. And they looked at like, what's their favorite thing to do? What's the thing that serves them the most? They get the highest reward from both financially and with reviews. And they looked at this like the super difficult loads with trucks, like special things, missiles, wide loads, heavy things. It's like the things that other people are challenged with, right? And they looked at their business and they said only 15% of their business was the specialty, but it provided more income than all the rest of the business comparatively in numbers. So they said, as an organization, we're going to go after that one thing. This is our new avatar. We're going to 10x our company and we're going to replace all these other clients with these high-end clients. They pay more. They don't ask questions as much. They just need it done correctly rather than the regular trucking cargo that is just price-based, right? I'm going from point A to point B. How much is it? It's 18,000. Okay, well, so-and-so said they do it for 17,000, right? When they leaned into this, everybody resisted in their organization. Their salespeople were like, whoa, 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 we're commission-based. What's that going to do to our business? Everybody resisted it because that's human nature. We want to keep things the same. Of course, we want to do better, but we want to keep things the same. It's a safety and security thing that's naturally bred into us. But they committed to the process, they committed to the system, and more importantly, they committed that they were better than they were at. And guess what? 6 months later, they started getting more clients and they're getting more commissions because the sales price is 2 or 3 times as much. And now when they looked at, I think it was over a 3-year period, they replaced all that business and now they're known for specialty hauling. They're known for the price is not the issue. It's about getting the job done, getting it delivered, meeting all the guidelines that are necessary to be in that special area. This translates to real estate very easily for me. It translates to being a specialty, being in luxury, being in something where you're not trying to serve everybody. And then you get to be the CEO of your business when you can say no because it doesn't fit your avatar of your real estate business. Instead of like, I've got to drive an hour out of town because the market sucks, right? So I love it. I hope you're getting something out of this. We're going to go Tom and then Carmen.
Man, I think that the synergy is in that we're all doing the same thing, Randy. I can't thank you enough for mentioning the book. I'm reading it as well. 10x is
Love it.
be easier than 2x. You must have got around this new guy named Brent Gove because he's the one who turned me on to it. And he talked about Michelangelo or Leonardo. Was it Michelangelo? Yeah, who painted?
Yeah, Michelangelo.
Yeah, the sculpture of David. I'm just into the first chapter. And man, just the level that that guy went to, just to sneak around and cut open cadavers, just to learn his craft. And all we have to do is, as Brent says, try to move Bob from Century 21. You know,
Yeah, that's so true.
we're not cutting open cadavers. We're just sharing something that is excited about. And the great thing is that everyone that's in EXP and that's in this room, and that's the 90,000 that have joined, we were all once, you know, head down, focused on thinking that our brokerage was the best. And then, you know, someone had the guts and the courage to share this concept with us, and it's changed our life. So I want to, so that's a huge shout out to that. Second one, I'm so grateful for the Genius Club. For those of you who are doing it, I am blessed to be in an amazing pod with Clark Broom, Frank Crandall, the two Riches, and a couple other people who are just beasts, tearing it up. And we're doing things that we weren't doing before. Even if we were doing it, we weren't doing it at the level we're doing it now, because we're excited and we're accountable. And every night we report to each other. And man, it's just like a band of brothers. When you know you're in the trenches doing it with other people, sharing a concept and getting out of your comfort zone with other people who are doing the same thing, man, there's a synergy to it. So I'm just so grateful for Clark and for Greg, for Brent, and for you, Randy, and for all the leaders on this call. This is just this is the place I need to be.
I appreciate that, Tom. And you know what comes up for me when you say that is accountability, brotherhood, all that stuff's super valuable. And when you think about it, when you form a tribe like that, and there's love and respect and honor and accountability in that tribe, you're better off, right? Because you're going to naturally rise up to what's the norm in the tribe. So
Yeah.
the tribe starts determining the level of that success. It's just like a baseball team. If your practice is at 1 and everybody shows up at 1, everybody shows up at 1. But if you get the 3 or 4 leaders showing up at 12 and they're warming up and they're doing sprints before 1 o'clock, the people will start following that, right? Leadership is infectious. So I'm telling you to be the leader. You are the leader of your CEO business at eXp Realty. You own a brokerage, whether you have 1 or 1,000, you own a brokerage, and you are determining the rate of the pack by your leadership. So I love that. That's what I got out of that story, Tom. I'm stoked about it. You got a great group of guys around you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Carmen, I want to go to you. And remember, at 2:10, we have, I think it's Verl today coming on, training at 2:10. So don't go anywhere. It's 2 o'clock, almost straight up Pacific time. But Carmen, you're up.
Yeah, short and sweet. Read something today that it says, I am not my memory. I am better than my memory. I am a memory maker. I love it. Yeah.
So let's think about that for a minute, Carmen. If you talk to another agent, they're happy with their brokerage, everything's cool, their business is fairly stable, even in this wonky market. What impression are you going to leave upon them talking about maybe EXP? Right? It's a model. It's a visionary model. There's a lot of good things to talk about. But what I'm leaning into is, what about if you talk about their dreams and their goals and their memories? You said the word memory. What happens if you really get to know that person on a human level? And then you go, you know what? You stay at where you're at forever. I want you to come into this meeting. I want you to hear from these people. They think differently. They think big. Stay where you're at and crush it where you're at. But let's change your memory. Let's change your vision of what this relationship is together. And you've now assumed the role of a friend, an accountability partner, a tribe member, and by the way, probably their broker, right? You're going to assume the role of their broker because they're likely not getting it on their own.
Hey, Randy.
What's up, Brent?
How you doing, man?
Doing amazing.
We're coming around.
Like a 10-mile walk through the Portland airport, luggage, but we got golf clubs, we got stuff. We're at Pillar 2, baby. Randy's picking me up.
Okay, we're at 10. We're on our way. Hey, we drove a compact Hyundai. Is that all going to fit in there?
Thank you for keeping the party going. it was funny. We didn't talk about what he's going to cover. I was going to cover it. I kept getting bounced off the Portland Wi-Fi. Sorry, guys. I was going to cover the importance of reading chapter 1 of TEDx. It's easier than 2x. It was life changing for me this week. It was like the biggest wind in my sails, bouncing my step. And I'm begging all of you to download it, Audible, and listen to it on 1.2. Hey, go for a jog, a walk, lift weights, double dip. It was so powerful. I heard Tom Costello jump there, Randy's whole talk. I've been listening. I would get thrown off and on. Anyways, I know Randy's probably got to go, but Andre LaFountain, Carmen, Clark, could you keep this going for the next 8 minutes? Until Burl gets here. Burl Workman is going to jump on. Let's keep
That's
everybody
awesome.
on go. Honor Burl. He's really prepared his butt off to just kill it. And we're
I love
super
it.
excited. There's still 40 on here. Love you guys. Rock and roll. So I'm going to get all my luggage together. It's Kathy's 60th birthday today. I'm sure you all know, or now you know. So I'm taking
I brought it up.
day trip.
I said 39th birthday, but
All right. Love you guys. I'm going to bounce.
Right.
appreciate it.
Let's keep the party going until Burl gets
Thank
here.
you guys. Thanks, Andre. Appreciate
Right.
you guys.
All right.
Awesome.
All right. Appreciate
call
you. Thanks,
going.
Robert. All right.
Clark.
Thanks, Brent. Thanks,
Have a
good one, Brent.
Coach Rainey. Appreciate you all.
Andre. Get him, boys. Carmen. Yes, Carmen. Clark, you guys got this. Hopefully,
Okay.
hang up. We have a VA that runs this in the background. Make sure you grab co-host VA if you're listening. Hopefully, you get this won't hang up on you guys. I'm praying it won't. In fact, I'm just gonna. What do I do? If it
Yeah, I
hangs
don't
up,
think I'm co-host yet.
I can't even hear. I'll let you guys go. Here.
All right. See you, Brent.